Hi, it's Kevin Lobates here, and today I've taken a break from reading Ken Bodnar's newly released book in order to write a response to a US Patent Office action. So for those of you who aren't familiar with how the patent world works, once you've submitted your application, an examiner looks at it and then comes up with reasons why you shouldn't be granted the patent. And one of the most common reasons that they think you shouldn't get the patent is because by combining stuff that other people have published or come up with, they can create your invention and it is therefore obvious. And at this point, you get involved in what is basically a legal game of chess with the patent examiner, because you have to come up with changes to your invention backed up by what you wrote in the specification of the patent application in order to overcome the objection. So you have to argue why the combination of previous inventions doesn't obviously form your invention. And I find this process really quite interesting, because I go through the same steps every time I go through it. I read the examiner's objections and rejections, and my first thought is, oh gosh, he or she is right. It is just a combination of these things that the examiner has referred to. Then I start digging deeper into it, and I start noticing that no, actually there are some subtle but significant differences. And at that point, you start teasing apart your own invention and actually getting a better understanding of what it is that you've invented. And then finally, you put together a reply to the examiner where you point out that although they think that A, B, and C together give your invention, and A, B, and C have already been patented or have already been published, there's a small bit missing. And then it goes through another cycle, and eventually your invention gets refined down into something, hopefully, that is actually novel, and you get a patent grant. And it really is probably the most enjoyable part of filing a patent, because it really does, it's not a conflict, but it's a challenge response process. And I always find it good when people challenge my opinions or my thoughts, and this carries over into the patent world where they're actually challenging the invention. And at the end of the whole process, I come out of it hopefully A, with a patent, and B, with a much clearer understanding of what it is that I've actually invented and why it's significant and new. So there's a little insight into the world of applying for, prosecuting and receiving patents. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.